Welcome everyone to our channel. Now I'm going to talk about mysterious disappearance of ancient civilization. Mysterious disappearance of ancient civilization. Despite the efforts of archaeologists and historians, the collapse of some civilization in human history remains a mystery. 1. Harappa culture, Burnt-clay fortresses. A nascent civilization in the entire Indian River civilization evolved from 2800 to 1800 BC. History records the high development of this civilization in economic development, commerce, agriculture, arts, and writing. But this culture has disappeared and the cause so far is known. But a series of temples have been discovered to prove the existence. By about 1800 BC, the climate in the Indus River basin changed, became colder and drier. The Ganga-Hakra River became dry, causing tectonic changes in the area and water resources of the river system directed. Sensor delta leads to the decline of Harappa civilization. Other theories suggest that the decline of the Indian River civilization was related to the end of the Sumerian kingdom and that trade with the kingdom had disappeared, or that military conflict and disease has stopped this culture. The cause of the decay has not been clearly explained. Professor Amarnath and his colleague said, when examining the same history, noted catastrophic earthquake hitting coastal area near the border between India and Pakistan. According to their theory, one more large shocks could have caused the grass to move, resulting in blocking in the flow of a large river in the region. Agricultural production was destroyed, several floods occurred and eventually buried the city in the mud. 2. Maya civilization. Maya is a unique ancient civilization alongside the Andes civilization, built by the Mayan, a Native American tribe dating back to 1000 BC. Mayan civilization had reached a high level not only in the field of state construction but also flourished in the field of architecture, mathematics, astronomy, and time computing. Archaeological sites prove that the Maya developed the concept of number zero in 357, about 600 years earlier than Europe, determining the exact length of the year, the time the Earth turned to the end around the Sun, much more accurate than many calendars used by Europe at the time. Not only that, the Mayan religion is also very special because it combines ritual with the cycle of the universe. Sharing the same fate with Troy and Harappa civilization, the cities of Quirigua and Benkoviejo, which were the cultural center of the Maya during this peak, suddenly disappeared by the end of the century 9 BC. Many historians throughout the world claim the disappearance was the richest of content wars. Initially within the Mayan tribe for power and later the Maya gained a region named after the Spanish Empire. But Robert Kovac finding from geophysics give us another cause of destruction, a terrible earthquake. 3. Chen civilization. According to Richard's documents, the Chen civilization dates back to 850 BC and went through a period that became a prosperity during the early years of the 15th century. However, this civilization faded when the Inca Empire invaded. Today, mankind still admire the ruin of the Chen civilization as then, based the drawings on the Nazca Plateau. There are many theories surrounding the drawing. Many people believe that these strange drawings are the way for the ancient to contact aliens. The fury of the planet has been the cause of ruin, but until now, it has been identified as the cause of the mysterious disappearance of many civilizations in human history. Indus Valley civilization is one of the greatest man-made architectural wonders in the ancient world. It is one of the largest metropolises on the continent. Located in present-day Pakistan, the Indus Valley civilization flourished 4,500 years ago and was later forgotten until the site was excavated in the 1920s. With sophisticated and advanced technologies, this civilization features an urban sanitation system that was less invited of surprising proficiency in engineering, math, and even dentistry. By 1500 BC, the Indus Valley civilization was largely forgotten, possibly after the invasion of Indian tribes or the collapse of agriculture due to climate change. 5. The Khmer Empire and Cambodia. As one of the most powerful empires in Southeast Asia, the Khmer civilization influenced from present-day Cambodia to Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, Myanmar and Malaysia. Today is known as Angkor. In addition to these stone carvings, no written evidence exists. Our understanding of this ancient civilization was only assembled from archaeological investigation and relief works in temples and outside documents including Chinese documents. The Khmer applied both Hinduism and Buddhism to the construction of temples, towers and other complex structures such as Angkor Wat to worship Vishnu. Invasion by enemies. Death from plague. Government management problem affecting agriculture and conflict of power among royal families with the cause of the decline of this empire. 7. Anasazi, New Mexico, USA. Anasazi is the modern name of the ancient Pueblo people who lived in the Four Corners area of southeastern United States at the junction of the state of Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. Their civilization dates back to the 20th century BC and is still known for its stone and brick structure built along the cliff, including the Cliff Place in Mesa Verde National Park, place of the White House and Pueblo Bonito at the northern edge of Chaco Canyon. This architecture was developed into a multi-story apartment building that can usually only be accessed by ropes or ladder. The ancient Pueblo people did not necessarily disappear. However, they gave up their homeland for reasons that so far have not been answered. Many experts that were less modern Pueblo people who regard ancient Pueblo people as their ancestors believe that deforestation and drought caused internal conflict and wars caused the Pueblo people to leave their homeland. 8. Olmec Civilization, Mexico. Veracruz and Tabasco in the tropical lowland shores of central Mexico used to be a thriving pre-Columbian civilization, building of incredible dance capitals, simply the bloodshed and sacrifice of humans, where the concept of zero was invented and basically laid the foundation for every Central American culture. The Olmec civilization may even have been the first civilization in the Western Hemisphere to have developed the writing system, and probably invented both the compass and the Central American calendar. Dating back to about 1500 BC, the Olmec civilization was not discovered by historians until the mid-19th century. Its disappearance is thought to be due to the environmental change caused by the volcanic eruption, earthquakes, or it could be caused by weakening of agriculture. 9. Aksumite Empire, Ethiopia. An empire whose principal business was with the ancient Roman and Indian empires was the Aksumite Empire, also known as the Kingdom of Assam or Assam, which ruled countries in northwestern Africa including Ethiopia 4th century BC. Was thought to be the home of Queen Sheba. The Aksumite Empire could be a thriving indigenous country of Africa including most of today in China, northern Ethiopia, Yemen, southern Saudi Arabia and northern Sudan. The empire had the Down alphabet and Byzantine monuments. It was the first empire converted to Christianity. The disappearance of the empire is thought to be due to economic isolation when it disbanded to Islam. Several reasons that changed the flood pattern of the Nile. 10. Minoan Civilization, Crete. Named after the legendary King Minos, the Minoan civilization of Greece was discovered in the early 20th century, and has since uncovered fascinating pieces of an ancient civilization that began flourishing over 7,000 years ago. Its peak was circa 1600 BC, as one of the commercial centers that appeared around 2700 BC. It is said to be an advanced civilization with magnificent palaces rebuilt many times after a series of natural disasters. One of those palaces is the Knossos Palace, the labyrinth associated with the legend of the King Minos, and is currently a major archaeological site that attracts tourists. But around 2450 BC, Disaster prevent the Minoan civilization from recovering and collapsing. I hope you like this and just like and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching and see you later in the next video.